Welcome back, everyone. Well, Jonathan and I broke a record today. Usually takes us about 2 hours in my office before we get here because we're into talking about which guitar John Lennon used on Revolver. It was Epiphone Casino, by the way.
And you have one? Is that what I...
Yes,
that's the takeaway from that conversation.
And we made it through some nuance on Led Zeppelin, and you'll find out why we were talking about Led Zeppelin. But joining me is Jonathan Newell, frequent guest here, and obviously one of our favorite people.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, John.
Nice to be here again.
Nice to have you here. We have something that we really want to let our viewers know about. It's the New Year's Eve Bash in the Wood Theater in Glens Falls.
Yes.
So let's jump right in.
Great.
Talk to me about it.
It's our 5th anniversary party. Great. Unbelievably, we've been in business for 5 years, which is a shock because it's all run by musicians. Mm-hmm. And so we're still showing up, and 5 years later, and we're still moving forward, too. So we have a great collection of music that is performed at the music hall. So we have Elizabeth Woodbury, Cassieson Hurd.
Oh, they're fantastic.
It's phenomenal. It's a world jazz group. They'll do a 25-minute set. Then we have a musical preview by our resident theater company called the Caravan Theater. They'll do a short preview of the show Once, which is a musical that's traveling the country right now. It's on a national tour. And then we hope to be the first people in this region. See, now I'm probably giving it away, but we hope to be the first people up here to perform it. That'll be in 2017, we hope. So it'll be a preview of that. The first set will close with a group called the Resolutions. They do cabaret music. It's Catherine Reed is the musical director.
Gigi's in it.
Gigi, Gisela Montanez-Case, Camille West, who's well known in Saratoga, Cafe Lena, a phenomenal performer. Avery Babson, Jonathan Miller, and Debbie Jesuits. Second half, I get to do my classical music done like Emerson, Lake and Palmer. So it'll be a prog rock interpretation of some of my classical music that I've written for ballet.
Now, you had mentioned that you bringing up a quartet, a string quartet for that.
Great string quartet from New York City coming
All right,
up.
so it'll be ELP-ish with synthesizer bass, but you're also going to have live strings.
And we'll have live strings.
Oh, nothing like live strings, John.
Yeah, it'll be, and we'll amplify those, we'll mic them and amplify them. It'll sound beautiful in that room, too. And then the evening will close out, not the entire evening, the show will close out with a Led Zeppelin tribute by the band Out on the Tiles. Which
Great name, by the way.
Yeah, and it's a real, you have to be a real Led Zeppelin fan to know that reference.
Oh, let's tell them. Go ahead, tell them.
So apparently it's an expression that John Bonham used to use after a night of partying. He'd be passed out on the tiles. So,
hey, look, and let's face it, if you were John Bonham and you were partying, that means that nobody can keep up. Right?
That's right, right, and he held that right to the end. Nobody could keep up with that one. So.
And hence Out on the Tiles, meaning the tile floor, right?
And it's a great song. It's a song on Led Zeppelin 3. It's a great, funky, driving song. We won't be doing the song that night, but we're bringing that spirit into it. So
now, given the fact that doing plant is a rather strenuous activity for any male.
Right.
We've got some serious females doing this,
We have a number of female singers. Our regular singer is with her other band on New Year's Eve that night. So we've been fortunate enough to grab some of these great singers from the Resolutions, like Gisela. Gigi will sing the Rain song.
Oh, wow, and that's a nice pairing.
It's beautiful, yeah, and that'll be with the strings. And Erin Dove is a great young vocalist. She'll be singing In the Evening, you know that one?
Yeah, sure
With the strings, have the strings playing on that one too. And Sarah Adamson is a phenomenal young blues singer. She'll be singing Kashmir and the Immigrant Song and Ramble On. And my wife, who's a great singer, has sung in my band for 20 years. She'll be singing Rock and Roll and Over the Hills and Far Away. So we have a great set of that planned. So and then we'll have all the female singers join us on Stairway to Heaven at the end. They'll each take a verse and then.
Well, you know, if anybody has seen Out on the Tiles, you know that they really, really know how to play. And the fact that you've got the string quartet coming up from the city for a little augmentation on Kashmir and stuff like that, you know, it's the real deal.
Yeah, it's a great pairing. Immigrant Song sounds great with strings. Just that gritty, you know, woodsy, resin, bow, hair flying, and strings snapping. It'll be great.
Oh, my God. All right, a quick sidebar. If you're the sound guy who works for the Wood Theater and you're walking around with that little meter, can you just cool it that night so that this band can actually crank it up a little bit?
Well, there you go. It didn't come from me. People want to hear Led Zeppelin the way it's meant to be heard. So.
Yes, absolutely.
That's great.
I want to go back over this. That evening includes Hurd, a band that we've had on our music show Tracks, that gets an unbelievable amount of hits on our website. The talent in that band, you cannot believe. They've got cabaret, they've got a little music theater preview, and of course they've got the tribute to Led Zeppelin. What an amazing way to spend New Year's Eve. Now it starts at what, 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock is the show. So if you're a mature New Year's reveler, you can come out from 7 to 10 and join us. Then you can still make the clubs afterwards. Although we're going to have an open mic from 10 until midnight. So right after that, so in the Wood Theater we'll have open mic right after the show. We have a bar service from 6 to midnight.
All right, you know, John, I just got to ask you this one thing. Do you think it's a wise move to have a open mic 10 to midnight with an open bar on New Year's Eve?
I don't think I need to respond to that. It's a great idea. You never know what's going to happen.
Feelings.
I'm not sure it's going to be that though.
Okay, good.
I think we're going to pull out all of our George Harrison music, and I think we'll do a lot of Beatles. I would imagine.
Just get the hook out in case somebody, you know, decides.
The gong. We'll bring out the John Bonham gong for that one.
Give us an update on the Strand Theater in Hudson Falls.
The Strand is moving along very well now because the town is almost done building their new building. That was the holdup, is the town needed to move out. The town has their offices in this beautiful old theater. So they move out February 1st or so, and then we'll take over right away. We've got our financing lined up, and we get to move right in, and we have a great plan for Phase 1 that will use Phase 1 for about 3 years. That will use the building as a fundraising tool, and we'll have concerts. It'll be a 300-seat event space.
Nice.
So we can do concerts, we could do weddings, we could do all kinds of different bouncy house festivals. We'll do all kinds of stuff. Anything.
It's all music to you, isn't it? Music to
we'll
your
have
ears.
Music. We'll have music with it. So.
Just so that you know the level of what we're talking about, a beautiful book was put together about this project for the Strand Theater in Hudson Falls, a New York architectural firm working arm in arm with John to try to get this project off the ground. It is really an incredible project. So look, a couple of things. You can't spend New Year's Eve doing anything better than this. It's like $35, 7 to midnight, with all the music that we told you about, and money that they raise, of course, is helping not only the Hudson River Music Hall, but it's also helping the Strand Theater project, a big project that needs help.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'll be there. You
right.
know that.
That's great. I'm glad. We'll get you up on stage, too.
I'm going to chase that sound guy around with the meter, okay?
That's perfect.
Okay, good. Okay, at least I got a job that night.
You're on. Right.
Well, happy holidays to you,
Thank you.
John.
Same to
Happy
you.
New
Great
Year's.
to see you.
And I'll see you New Year's Eve.
Okay, sounds great.
See this interview again?
Yeah.
Check LookTVOnline.com.